Hi there, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. How are you doing today? My name is Vishnu Dutt and I work as a network architect in Cisco Systems. Let's discuss the first and crucial question of the series. That is, why do we need to write subnet mask along with IP address? I'm repeating that this question is important and I would like to mention an interview experience shared by one of my friends. In his second round of interview, the senior level interviewer provided him an IP network, okay, and asked that if he could break down the network into six different subnetworks. And he also put some certain requirements. You won't believe that he was only asked one question as a part of second round of interview, which lasted only 20 minutes. I will share the result of the interview at the end of the video, so stay tuned. You may see this question or slightly different version of this question has been asked many times during networking job interviews. As I mentioned in last video that first we will discuss what is the intent of this question or what exactly interviewer is looking for. Then we will discuss the detailed explanation and technologies associated with the question. Okay? And at last, we will discuss what other questions can be asked as a follow-up. So let's whiteboard it. Suppose we have an IP address that is 192.168.10.50 here. This IP address is assigned to this laptop, this one. Yeah. If you ask me, this IP address doesn't have any meaning at all unless you write subnet mask with it. So if you write 192.168.10.50 slash 24, where this slash 24 is the subnet mask, this IP address becomes meaningful. As you know, an IP address is a logical address and the logic behind it is specified by the subnet mask. Got the point? No? Let's discuss this in detail. So we all know that an IP address is 32 bits long and it is divided into two parts, network part and host part. But how do we know that which part is the network number and from where the host part starts? We could find this information easily from subnet mask. For example, for this IP address here, the starting 24 bits referred by subnet mask represent network and the remaining 8 bits represents host. As we know that each decimal number of IP address that is 192 or 168 or 10 or 50 is represented by 8 bits, correct? This means these three numbers represent the network, these three till here, right? And this dot 50 represents hosts. So let's write down both. 192.168.10.0/24 is my network number. It is important to know that we have put an extra zero as the fourth octet to calculate our network number. Will this number be always zero? And the answer is no. We always take the first number from the host part to calculate the network number. If you don't get my last statement, let's understand it in more detail. We have written that our network number is 192.168.10.0 and the host part is dot 50. Let's understand this host part, but before that, a simple question for you guys. How many states or permutations can be formed with a single bit? This is simple. The answer is 2 because a bit can take only two values, that is 0 or 1. Okay? If I modify this question a little bit, that how many permutations can be made with 2 bits, the answer would be 4, right? And the possible values are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, correct? You can easily figure out the formula to calculate the various permutations based on number of bits. And the formula is 2 to the power n, where n is the number of bits. So if you want to calculate the permutations with 3 bits, the answer would be 2 to the power 3 or 8. Got it? Simple enough. Now let's get back to our original conversation. As we can see, the last 8 bits are for host part Can you calculate the number of hosts that can be represented by 8 bits? Yes, correct. It will be 2 to the power 8 or 256. So what does it mean? The meaning is that this IP network contains 256 different hosts numbered as 192.168.10.0, 192.168.10.1, similarly dot .2, dot .3 till 255. Okay, we have reserved two hosts for a special purpose. The first one, which in this case is host number 0, is used for the network number, and that is why the network number of IP address 192.168.10.50/24 is 192.168.10.0/24. The second reserved host is the last host, that is dot 255, which is used as the broadcast address. This means 192.168.10.255 will be the broadcast address of the network 192.168.10.0/24. This is perfectly fine if you don't know the meaning of broadcast address, as we will discuss this in detail in upcoming videos of the series. Are we good till this point? Now we can easily say that this IP network has 254 valid host addresses, out of which two, that is dot .0 and dot .255, have been reserved, right? I hope you are still with me, right? Let's reiterate it once again. IP address 192.168.10.50/24 has the network number as 192.168.10.0/24 and broadcast address as 192.168.10.255. Please pay close attention to this network number. This network has 254 valid hosts from 1 to 254, correct? So in this network, we have 192.168.10.1 host, we have 192.168.10.2 host, and so on till .255. And yes, the IP address 192.168.10.50/24, with which we begin this topic, is the 50th valid host of this network. So from now on, if you get the concept right, whenever you see an IP address, let's say 192.168.10.100/24, your mind should tell you that this is the IP address of 100th host in network 192.168.10.0. Okay, this is simple enough, correct, guys? But most of the times in real life examples, you get different subnet masks like /21, /25, or /29. How would you deal with them? If you understand how to divide a network, you can easily deal with these subnet masks. As promised in the last video, we will calculate most of the things in decimal number system, which is more convenient to us as compared to binary number system, correct? So let's clean the board and go into more details. So here you go. We have a new board. Let's see what happens when we divide a network into multiple networks or subnetworks. Once again, we have the same network, that is 192.168.10.0/24. We have 256 hosts in this network, correct? Yeah. Yeah, that is all right that we have reserved two addresses for network and broadcast, but still those are addresses, right? If I ask you that you need to divide this network, this one, into two subnetworks, this task should be simple enough, right? You could say that 256 can be divided into two parts, and those are 128 each, correct? See, as promised, you are calculating in decimal instead of binary, right? Now let's write the two subnetworks. First network will have 120 hosts numbered from 0 to 127, correct? As you know, the first and last host address of this network are reserved for network number and broadcast address respectively. Hence, the network number of our newly created network would be 192.168.10.0 and the broadcast address would be 192.168.10.127. Try to think why broadcast address is .127 here and you will get the logic. If not, then rewind this video and play it again. The second subnetwork, let's write it here, okay, will also have 128 hosts numbered from 128 to 255, correct? So here the network number would be 192.168.10.128 and the broadcast address will be 192.168.10.255. But wait a minute, what should be the network mask of these subnetworks? This is easy to calculate. When we had 256 host addresses in the network, here we have 8 bits as the host part. But now here we have 128 hosts, which could require 7 bits because 2 to the power 7 is 128. Correct? This means 7 bits for the host part, and as IP address is 32-bit long, we remain with 25 bits for network part. As you know, subnet mask tells us the network bits of a network, hence the subnet mask for this network would be 25, correct? With the same logic, here also the subnet mask will be 25. Got it? Isn't it easy? Let's continue with the example. Now let's say I want to further divide these two networks. Okay, consider this first one. As you know, this network has 128 hosts, and when we divide it again, we have two networks, each of 64 hosts. Correct? First network will be having host number from 0 to 63. The first host address, that is 192.168.10.0, will be the network number, and the last host address, which is 192.168.10.63, will be the broadcast address. Similarly, the next 64 hosts numbered from 64 to 127 will be in this network here, this side. The network number would be 192.168.10.64 and the broadcast address would be 192.168.10.127. Okay. On the right hand side also, let's write the network number and subnet mask. As we know, in this subnetwork, we will be having hosts numbered from 128 to 191, correct? 192.168.10.128 would be the network number and 192.168.10.191 would be the broadcast address. I leave the task of filling up the network and broadcast address of the fourth network here to you guys. So once again, the question, what should be the subnet mask of these newly created four networks? As you can see, we have 64 hosts now in each of these networks, which require 6 bits because 2 to the power 6 is 64, right? If we are using 6 bits for host, then the remaining bits or 26 bits would be used as network bits, right? So the subnet mask for all these networks would be /26, correct? As you can see, till now we have divided this network into 4 smaller networks. You can further divide this network into 8 or 16 or 32 or 64 subnetworks, right? Please continue to further divide this network in your notebook for better understanding. So the good news is that you just learned IP subnetting, right? One interesting question arises here is why there is a need to divide a particular network. The answer is simple and we can understand it with an example. Consider a network 172.16.0.0/16. In this network, the host part is of 16 bits, which means we can have 2 to the power 16 host addresses or 65,536 hosts, We will see in upcoming videos that maintaining a single network of approximately 65,000 hosts presents several technical challenges, and hence it is wiser to divide this large network into smaller networks. Are you with me, guys? Yep. Till this point, we have understood the various concepts involved with IP addressing. And yes, we can also deal with any follow up questions. For example, an interviewer may ask that, can you tell me the network number and broadcast address of IP address 10.10.123.45/23? Please do write the answer in comment section. An interviewer may also give you a scenario and may ask to divide the subnet based on certain requirements. For example, he can ask, can you divide the network 192.168.10.0/24 into three subnetworks such that each network can accommodate minimum 45 hosts? Most of the guys gets confused here because they can easily divide the network into four parts where each part can have 64 hosts, but they don't know how to divide a network into three parts, right? But this answer is correct because you can only divide the network into 2 or 4 or 8 or 16 and so on because it should be power of 2, right? This is true for host part also. 45 host means greater than 32, which means you need more than 5 bits to accommodate 45 hosts, right? If you don't get my last statement, please rewind and watch this video again. One another question could be to identify whether two IP addresses are part of the same network. For example, can you tell me whether IP address 192.168.10.100/25 and 192.168.10.200/25 are part of the same network or they belong to different networks? So now the time is to tell you the result of interview experience shared by my friend. He divided the /24 network into 8 smaller subnetworks where each subnetwork has 32 host addresses, right? You can easily figure it out now that why he has divided the network into 8 parts instead of 6, correct? Moreover, he explained the entire concept of subnetting. The interviewer was impressed and commented that he often asked this question to candidates, but very few were able to answer it with this much clarity, which proves that you have good understanding of IP protocol. After this, the interviewer didn't ask any other question. Are you seeing the power of this question? And my friend got selected for his dream job. I will share several real-time stories with you without taking name of the companies, but believe me, this company is one of the best in networking domain. Okay? In this video, we have learned the concept of IP subnetting in detail. With this knowledge, we can answer the question, why do we write a subnet mask along with IP address? Correct? We also discussed the various follow-up questions. Okay, as you would have noticed that answering the follow-up questions becomes obvious and easy when you have entire concept in your pocket, right? In next video, we are going to discuss the second question of the series, which is how two computers talk when they are in same network. Hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in next one.